Hello, everybody. This is Ollie Olawale, Ollie Oladele, and this is my introduction to trading financial markets for income and investments. It's really strange. I've circled back to this after 4 years, and the first time I did this was during lockdown over COVID. And here we are 4 years on, and the need for this, I think, has become even more. It's become even more needed. I think at the time AI wasn't the big buzzword, but we're moving into a world where AI is looking like it's going to be taking over the world, taking over people's incomes and jobs, and way of making money independent of a job is becoming more important for people. So if that's you and you've ever wondered about how money's made and lost in the financial markets, how you can get involved, what the risks are, how easy it might be. You might also already have investments. You might have stocks that you've got. Cryptos was becoming into itself at the time during lockdown. Cryptos are even more relevant now, and I think a lot of the movement of things now is about being able to do these things yourself rather than paying, so-called professionals out there who are going to charge you a lot of money for information that's readily available. So I want to make this all available for you. It's a no holds barred introduction. I'm going to lift the lids off the market for you, show out anyone with a laptop, broadband connection. You're going to need some tenacity. You're going to need to be tenacious and not give up. You've got to be patient, get the grips with the markets, understand how they work. Increasingly these days, they're technical. So, understanding, being able to look at a chart and being able to draw information from that chart, being able to tell a story, uh, and gather the skills needed, become a better trader. And at the minimum, if you can do, the first few lessons of this, you're going to have an understanding of, what, maybe I really ought to be bailing out of this share or this stock that I own. Now's a good time to get out of it. So just being able to manage your own assets and doing that better. So it's going to be an introduction to things like stocks, indices and commodities, gold, silver, wheat, oil. There's a whole world of things out there that you can invest in and trade. So part of it is going to be, how to narrow that down, but that's more advanced and we'll get to that in further lessons. We're going to learn terminology because every industry has its terminology. So you're going to learn about things like going long or going short. Long, basically buying, short, basically selling. So, don't let the jargon get in the way. Um, we're going to look at things like that. We're going to learn the language that goes around that. We're going to look at stocks and charts and cryptos. And the idea is get you set up and get you placing your first trade within 1 to 2 weeks. Um, what's also impacting this as well is that we've got and I'm part of the 100 Black Men, and I'll talk more about the 100 Black Men in the introductory video. But we have a stock investment game coming up at the end of this year into next year, and the winners of that game, the top three teams, get to go and present their results and talk about what they've been doing in New York, and it's a particular anniversary of the 100 Black Men. I'm trying to think if it's 30th, 40th. It's a key anniversary of the first the 100 Black Men annual conference in New York. Beautiful place to go. I met all sorts of people, all sorts of people. I met famous actors and historians, black historians, great and the good of black culture. Angie Stone was on stage for one of our events. We had famous actresses there. Tiffany Haddish is one that springs to mind. So I want to get a team of people together that can take this seriously can finish in that top three and wind up in New York in June next year as well. So time of recording this is the 8th of September 2025. The conference is 2026. But again, we'll talk more, and you can have a conversation with me offline about that. As I said, the idea is we've got this simulated trading environment coming along at the end of the year. I want to give you the skills to make best use of that and be able to win. I really want a team that's going to be able to win this investment competition. So I'm going to teach you all how to do that. I'm going to break this course down into 10 one-hour sessions. So this is the introduction. When I ran it, we ran it on the first Monday of every week. But I'm going to be posting these videos to my own personal YouTube channel where you can pick them up and where you can review them. If they're an hour long, I'd say do 20-minute stints. Unlike like school, I was going to say unlike school, which would be a lie. Like school, there is going to be homework, and we need you to do the homework. Yeah. The reality of this, you're sitting there thinking, how long will this take me? Well, I'm here. So, rather than the 5, 6, 7 years it's taken me, I would like to get you in a position to be able to understand the majority of this inside, maybe 5, 6 months. And I think it's honestly possible to get you there inside 5 or 6 months. But it's one of those things, your results will be as good as the effort you put in. So there will be homework. There will be things to go away. Again, with the homework, you don't have to do it all at once. Just have it in place for the next week. If you've got any questions, there are no stupid questions. So please come back to me. I'm going to give you my mobile number, 07810 543 826. I'm going to say that again, 07810 543 826. Give me a call, send me a WhatsApp message. If you've got any questions, I'll point you in the right direction. So we're going to be looking at, as I say, placing your first trades. And I want to get you doing that within the first 2 sessions, first 1-2 sessions. Going to look at strategies. Sadly, all markets are manipulated, would you believe? So if you've not understood that, then we're going to be looking at that. We're going to be looking at bank manipulations. We're going to be looking at things like trend lines, channels, and all sorts of wonderful other things that come into that you might have heard of. Fibonacci, that's a good word to understand, and I call it God's numbers in the market. So I'm going to teach you about that. Doesn't that intrigue? God's numbers in the market. We're going to learn about brokers. So to access the markets, you need to access them via a broker. So when you buy or sell something, you need, I don't know about you, I use a lot of Amazon, I use a lot of eBay. And so there are Amazons of brokers for stocks. There's eBays of brokers for currencies and cryptocurrencies. So we're going to learn about these people as well, because obviously you can't access the market until you've got a brokerage account. We're going to get you trading. We're going to make all the mistakes you need in the world, or you don't need. And we're going to do that with pretend money. So at the bottom end of it, it's not really going to matter. So we're going to start you off with demo money, play money first. The trading composition is demo money, play money. And I'm going to show you, with demo money, play money, how easy it is to buy a stock or place a trade on a currency, and how you can do that in 20 seconds flat, literally 20 seconds flat, once you've logged on to a brokerage account or a trading account. As I say, what I want for us, as many people as possible to be in this group and to be able to, come to New York next year in June. So that's what I've said, and I think that gives the overview. That's the introduction. So what I am going to do is I'm going to share your homework as per this video. What we are going to do is we are going to learn on currency, because currency is the most active market. So pound versus the dollar, uh, and euro versus the dollar, and Japanese yen versus dollar, and pound versus the Japanese yen. Each currency has an exchange rate, and it's by far the biggest market out there. It's the simplest market to get to grips with. Don't worry if you're interested in other things, stock, cryptocurrency, don't worry. What we're going to do is getting used to looking at a chart. A chart is more than just uh, candles and arrows and things going up and down. It's literally the psychology of the market. And in today's thinking, a chart tells you everything you need to know about about a particular market, be it a stock, be it a cryptocurrency, be it an index, you know, the FTSE UK 100, be it whatever, be it a chart of that particular currency, that particular stock that you're interested in. It's all a chart. You've got time on one axis and you've got price on the other. And that's all you need to know. So what we're going to do is get you looking at price charts. And but before we get into that, I need you to do some homework. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to relay the homework to you. So just give me a second. So, and that's the scripts I was reading from. And you can see there are three links. And so what I want you to do before starting on the first course, the first video, which will be, I will paste next week, Monday. What I want you to do is go to all the W's, babypips.com. So I'll repeat that again, all the W's, babypips.com. And I want you to register yourself there. And then I want you to go to preschool. So all the W's, babypips.com /learn/forex/preschool. And I want you to go through preschool. Before the next video on next Monday. I want everybody to go through preschool because preschool will get you used to what we call charts, what we call candles. It will get used to, brokerages, how things work in the market. And whatever applies to Forex and currency also applies to stocks, also applies to cryptocurrency. They're all charted in exactly the same way. So whatever your interest is, we're going to direct you there. But this is a good website, good learning forum, and it starts from basically 0 to 100, soup to nuts. It will get you there from the start, and it will get you there to the end. I don't want you to go too far. All I would like you to do is just take the time and pass preschool. That's a good thing about Baby Pips. It actually marks you as you go along. And it also tests you. So anything you're unsure of, just go back, make sure you reread it again. If you can get into kindergarten, which is www.babypips.com /learn/forex/kindergarten. Now, if you can go as far as kindergarten, that will be useful as well. Don't go too far because what I wanted this to be is interactive. So we've got a WhatsApp group. If you stumble across this and you want me to add you into the WhatsApp group, then please, let me know. Send me a text saying, I want to be part of the 100. I want to be part of the 100 Black Men, trading group. And I will add you. The aim also with this, and I forgot to mention this, is that there are wonderful people out there that once you acquire this skill, let's say you're 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, if you acquire a skill by the time you're 18, yeah, you have a skill for life. And it's a valuable skill. Yeah. if you can make, if people can give you an amount of money and you can make 5%, 10%, 50% on that amount of money in a year, there are people that will give you money to do exactly that. And the good news is they will allow you to keep 80% of that money, that 50%. So imagine you made 50% of £100,000. And there are people doing that every year as we talk. And it's possible to do. It's just by acquiring a skill. So I'm not going to say it's going to be easy, because you need to acquire a skill. You need to acquire some discipline, and you need to apply it, and you need to be able to apply it consistently, which takes a fair amount of psychology and headspace. So let's get you running, let's get you started, but let's get you to the point where you begin to acquire these skills over the next 6 months, where you can apply these skills and you can test yourself on these skills and measure how good you are. And do what a great gentleman out there called Tony Robbins says: constant and never ending improvement. Can I? That's the approach I want you to take to this. Just be a little bit better today than you were yesterday. Be a little bit better tomorrow than you were today. If you apply that, this is a skill that you can pick up that will carry you through life. I didn't start getting into this till I was in my 30s. And I wish somebody had told me this when I'd been 15, 16, 18. Yeah. Because, yeah, I would be in a better place than I am now. But I'm not that I'm unhappy with the place I'm in now. So my idea is to teach you this so that you don't have to struggle, that you know how to dip into the markets, make money. You're not reliant on anybody for a job, in terms of paying bills and in terms of achieving your dreams. So let's get this done for you. Go away. If you've got any questions, once again, my number is 07810 543 826, 07810 543 826. And this video will be, video 2 will be there next week. So that's all I've got to say for now, guys. Thank you for taking the time with me, and I'll update you, and I'll update another video in this link next, on my personal web YouTube site next week. Thank you for taking the time.